Welcome back, everybody. It is Bulldog here with part 2 of the latest Galactic challenge. In part 1, I showed you how I used Malik plus Watt to complete the Simple Tricks feat, where you have to use 3 or fewer special abilities. Several of you said you didn't have Watt or didn't have Malik and wanted an alternative, so I'm going to show you guys 2 other teams that can complete this feat. This first one here is a Padme squad. The special ability that you're going to use is actually the same one 3 different times. That is Padme's middle ability, and that's going to convert all of the debuffs on the squad into protection up, which can then get converted into courage, which is going to allow you to do a lot of damage all at once and get through these bounty hunters who are extremely tanky, very, very tanky. They're already tanky, and then they've got the modifier with their true defense that makes it even tougher. But Padme's special is going to help get through that. And then she also has her unique that's going to give that protection up with assist. These guys get a lot of assists, and that's going to help you survive long enough in order to get these off. And I've tried it a couple times just to verify that it is repeatable and had a pretty decent win rate. Small sample size. I got about 1 out of 3 wins. I did it with C3PO, who seemed to be the best based on my small sample size. But I also stuck like 5s in there, and 5s actually worked as well. But I do like C3PO better, even though he can't do any damage. That critical hit immunity does help the survivability quite a bit. So it's kind of a lengthy battle because you're gonna have to go through this multiple times in order to get enough stacks of courage to get through it. But the longer the battle goes, the more of those debuffs you get, the more courage you're gonna get, the more damage you're going to be able to do. So unfortunately, we got 3 bounty hunters here who revive. So you've basically got to take these guys out 8 times. So but it does work. We can get through. We can see all these stacks of courage that we've got here. And then what I really wish I would have done on this one is take out Boba sooner, so that we wouldn't have this damage immunity that we were stuck here with. But even then, it was just a matter of waiting it out. And eventually he took a turn and was not much of a threat there. So this one works pretty well, and it's a team that a lot of early game players are going to have. So that makes this work pretty well. I'll show the mods at the end like I always do. The second squad we have here is another team that a lot of early game players are going to have, and that's a CLS squad. We're going to stick R2 in here for a couple different reasons. First one is that he can stun, which is going to help control the battle, as you can see right there. And then we also have his unique that works very well. Whenever we get a critical hit, it's going to dispel all of those debuffs. And the CLS squad is going to get a bunch of turns. They're going to go a lot here. And R2 is going to prevent the dots from building up and killing off everybody except C3PO, because C3PO can't do damage. So unfortunately, he can't cleanse those dots. In order to have him survive as long as possible, you really want to mod him for max protection. I think I've got 4 protection primaries on him. You'll want as little health as possible, actually, because that'll make those dots do the lowest percent damage as possible when you look at his health plus protection, so that he can survive a little longer. And it's important for him to survive as long as possible because the exposes that he adds on basics really gives us a lot of damage. And so I opted to let Django take a turn. You can let Boba take a turn there, because those AoEs are actually very helpful for us, because we can get the counters, and all of those basics with all the exposes can do a lot of damage. These bounty hunters are tough because of that boss lead, and we're getting all of these debuffs, so they're just recovering tons of health and protection. So it's kind of tough to get through them, but luckily Rebels have a lot of firepower here. I do have high relic Rebels in this case. I don't have great mods on them either, though. So you could certainly make up for lower relic levels by having better mods. I've got Chewie modded for He's actually modded for like defense and protection to be used with a Kylo counter, so he's not even modded for offense. You'd really want him modded for offense here, so you can get a little bit of damage. I kind of went back and forth at this point on Bosk and Grief because I was trying to get through Bosk because I already had him started, but then I also didn't want to let Grief get a turn and dispel all those dots, because I knew those dots were going to really help take these guys out once they were able to take a turn. But I didn't want Grief to actually take a turn until he was stunned, so I finally got him stunned there. And this is one that it didn't have 100% win rate for me, but it had a pretty high win percentage. I think I won about 50% of these battles in a small sample size, so it worked very well. So for those of you who wanted something besides Watt and Malik for this, hopefully this is very useful for you and can help you guys get this feat. I know all of us that do not have Beskar Mando or a Mandalorian squad are not very happy about this one, that we can only get the third highest tier crate from this, but it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. We got to get the best that we can, and hopefully this will help some of you guys get the highest crate that is obtainable for you. So thank you guys so much. Until next time, have a great night.